Can you say something?
Hi.
Okay. It just got like very quiet.
Yes. It just like went mute. And I'm
Yeah. So I was like, did something happen with the sound? Like I heard like nothing. So I was like, let's just check on that. All right.
All right.
What is up, everybody? You are back listening to another episode of the Netchicks. We are here bringing you the latest and greatest in TV and movies. A day late, but that is not our fault.
Yes,
Skype
not our
is
fault.
to blame. We really tried to record last night, and Skype would just not let us connect, and we don't know any other way to do it. So we were like,
literally.
okay, we'll just have to put it off a day.
Yeah. At first, I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were asleep, and I was like,
well, I also stayed home sick yesterday. I was not feeling well yesterday, so I was kind of like, am I even gonna do this? But then I did really try and get on Skype, and I was like, no, it's not working. And then you said yours wasn't working either.
Yeah. Like, I was nervous because, like, you weren't answering me back. And I was like, oh, like, maybe she just fell asleep. Like, I'll wait. Whatever. I was like, we could just do this tomorrow night and just do our whatever episode again. But then you told me, like, no, like, it's not working. I was like, shit, what do you mean it's not working? And then I still had my icon up. So I was like, oh, mine's working just fine. And then I, like, walked away from my computer and then came back. I was like, let me just check again. And then it just stopped working.
Yeah, so I don't know. It was like very weird. It tried to update, and then after it updated, it stopped working altogether. So whatever, it's working today. Thank God.
Thank God.
It's good because I was in the shower before, and I was wondering, hey, if it's not working again and it never works again, what are we gonna do? So
yeah, what are we gonna do?
Exactly. It's actually working.
Thank God. It's probably just like a major glitch. So we're good. We're back and ready. It's been like over a week since we recorded.
Yeah, because we did not have Riverdale last week.
A Riverdale episode. Yeah, we didn't have a Friday episode. And also, like, because of the pushback, it has been longer than a week. Crazy. I feel I missed you, even though I saw you. Actually, saw you in person.
Yeah, last Thursday.
Yeah. It feels like forever ago, but then again, like, I literally got like years off of my life. So
yeah, how was your trip?
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I literally mentally and physically died. I just want to put that out there. I came home like drained, so drained that I walked to the door. My mom goes, "Why do you look so tired?"
And I slept kind of a vacation.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know." And like my voice, you can't hear it, but like I came home, and my brother was like, "Your voice, like what happened?" But yeah, it was a great time. I saw you right before it, so I basically had like a pregame for my lovely bender of a weekend, which was actually great. I loved Valentine's with you, even though I had a panic attack before.
I know. Meanwhile, so I got home and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit drunk when I got home.
Yeah.
By the time we were like on the train going home on Valentine's Day, I think I was a little bit buzzed.
Oh yeah.
But you texted me during the day, you're like, I'm freaking out about packing, blah, blah, blah. You're like, I can't stay past 7:30.
Yeah.
We weren't even getting there until your train got into Manhattan at 6:10. So I was like, okay, I guess we'll go have like 2 drinks, whatever.
Yeah.
We did not end up leaving till probably like 8:30.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
so funny.
Is very different than 7:30. I know it's only an hour, but in terms of and basically getting to an event and being like, okay, we're going to be here for 15 minutes versus almost 2 hours is like very different.
So weird. Like, yeah, no, I just like basically had like one of the biggest panic attacks since like college from packing for this damn trip. And I was discussing this with Molly about like, it was basically about like sizes, like just in general. Like I wasn't fitting into clothes that I was wearing over the summer, but I just like bought a like whole like pants and a half sizes down like the other day. So I was like, why? Like I can't believe like I gained weight. Like so I was freaking out. I was like telling Somali we could do like a whole other thing about this too.
Because I was like, wow, weird timing because I also had a story to tell you about that.
Yeah, no, but just then I remembered I'm a bad bitch. You can't hurt me.
Can't keep me down.
Can't keep me down. So
I'm so glad that you were able to come though, because I obviously had a bit of an experience on Thursday.
Did have a good experience.
I'm saying a bit of an experience because it is good, it is bad, it's whatever. Basically, we went to this happy hour and I had applied for a job. I don't want to get into specifics about it. But we met some people who I had applied with, and I basically just introduced myself and that kind of thing. And they completely remembered me and remembered my application. And like, all I said was my name and just like one detail. And they remembered so much about me that I didn't say. So I know that they had clearly remembered me. And they were like, you were perfect and we wanted to hire you, except you have to be in college because we don't have a budget and we have to get college credit and all that. And I was just like, I mean, I could cry. Like I was trying to be like so nice and polite and everything, and I was just like, oh, I totally understand, which I do. Like they can't control their budget and everything like that. But I was just like, I could literally start crying right now. It was just, it was a time. So yeah, it's nice that I was like, I made an impression and all of that, but at the same time, it's definitely disappointing because that's something that's out of my control. But at the same time, if I was still in college, I'd be in DC and I wouldn't be eligible for a job with them anyway because I'd be in DC, not New York. So it is what it is. But I'm glad your trip was good. I'm saying trip, not vacation, because I think there's definitely a difference. And
there was a difference.
You did not have a vacation.
I was only there from like Friday afternoon to like
Sunday morning. I'm just even saying in terms of activity.
Oh, activity, no.
A vacation, you come back, you feel relaxed. A trip,
no.
You come back and you need a vacation from the vacation.
Yeah, I literally slept like, okay, so I had an indirect flight from, everyone wants to know I went to New Orleans. But, so there you go. Like, it was also pre-Mardi Gras. But, so I went and got 2 indirect
I mean, Mardi Gras is still like 2 weeks away, isn't it?
Yes, but like okay, Molly, I'm going to tell you like how I went to New Orleans before. I've been there, but I guess like it wasn't as bad because I was 18. I was like hanging out with other 18-year-olds, and I wasn't like going through the whole city specifically. I was going through like a specific part, like on the college campuses, with our friend Deirdre. So shout out to Deirdre.
Yeah. I know she always listens. Shout out.
Yeah, but we ended up not even meeting because we were so busy. Like she was on the other side of the city and stuff like that. So I was texting her the whole time, like sharing my location with her and everything, but we ended up not meeting. But anyways, I got off the plane and I had to go to the Airbnb, and I was the first one because everyone got stuck in traffic. And I go and I noticed during baggage claim, like I had to get like Q-tips or something. Oh no, toothpaste, because I realized I forgot toothpaste. And I heard the woman talking about a liquor store in the airport. And I was like, you guys have a liquor store? She goes, yeah, it's in baggage claim. So I went down and there's a whole ass liquor
like
store.
Not duty free?
No, like it was just
because you were tweeting about that. I was like, yeah, every big airport has a liquor store because it's duty free. But
no, like it was like, yeah, I mean, like, yeah.
But in baggage claim, that's different. That's
it was dead ass
cafe.
Yeah, it was dead ass in baggage claim. That's what I was thinking. It was. So I went up to them. I was like, oh my god, you guys have a liquor store right here. And she goes, honey, this is New Orleans. I was like, okay. I was like, all right. So I was like, you convinced me. So I bought like champagne and a whole bottle of vodka and I just walked out. But yeah. I had 2 indirects and I slept on both of the indirects. Didn't even get to do my skincare routine. That was like an hour and a half.
And I know, and you packed for it too.
I know, I packed for my airplane skincare routine.
Oh my
God. Yeah, great trip. No one asked me back because I will say yes. Ever again. But yeah.
All right, let's get into some stuff that we did this week. We got Isn't It Romantic? We have some news to talk about. We have Bachelor talk, and then we got Abducted in Plain Sight. We are going to do Bachelor before Abducted in Plain Sight because I know not everyone has seen it yet, and I really do think this is one that I can't talk about without giving any spoilers. So after we do Bachelor, I'll kind of introduce Abducted in Plain Sight, and then if you want to stop listening, then that's the time to do it.
Yeah,
and
do it.
You're just going to be missing our sign off aside from Abducted in Plain Sight. So that's the plan. Let's get into it. You didn't see Isn't It Romantic, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't gonna plan for yesterday. I was, but then something happened, and then because the snow day, I ended up not even having work today, but I couldn't even go see it because of the snow. So that was my whole issue. But yeah.
Okay. Well, I saw it with my sister. Shout out Bethpage Golden Girls. They're in nationals right now.
Oh yeah, shout out to them.
Yeah, I know like one person on that team listens to this, but whatever.
Yes.
We went to see it last week. It was very impromptu. I basically was just like, "You're coming to the movies with me." She was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
But we went to see Isn't It Romantic, and we both had pretty much the same opinion. We were like, "It's very cute."
Oh, okay.
It was. Here's the thing. I really like Adam Devine. Devine, whatever. Some people, okay, one person I know finds him to be very creepy. I don't. I think he's very cute. I think he's one of those people that in real life you would be like, oh, he's whatever. And then I think the person he's not married, is he? The person
he's been dating the same girl for like 4 years.
Right. I feel like any girl he dates or the person he's going to marry are those people that are going to be like, oh, he's such like a nice person, and then are going to become attracted to him because of his personality. Like, I don't think anyone's walking up to him in a bar and flirting with him. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. He's like short too. Not that that's
what I'm
saying. I'm just saying, like, I agree with you. I think because of like the way he is, like, he's cute. I'm not saying he's not attractive, but he's not like the first person you go up to at a bar.
He's cute in the same way that like a 5-year-old is cute. Yeah. Like, he has like a baby face in that sense. You know what I mean? Yeah.
He has like tiny hands. I think he has tiny hands.
I haven't never observed that, so I don't know.
Well, I follow him on Instagram.
But that's what I'm saying. And I think that really plays in the movie. The movie's super predictable. You know, the whole big... You could tell from the trailers that Rebel Wilson and Adam Devine are going to end up together.
Yeah.
And it is so obvious within the first 5 minutes that they're setting the whole thing with Priyanka Chopra. Okay, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. The whole reason it starts to be, you know... The
way it is.
The rom-com is because she hits her head, whatever, everyone knows that. But she's in, like, the hospital. It's not that she's in a different fantasy and then she wakes up in, like, no time and, like, time has passed. When she wakes up, it's, like, the same day or, like, 18 hours later. It's that kind of thing. Like, she's in a coma. Whatever.
Yeah.
The whole reason Priyanka Chopra is in the movie is because she is a model on a billboard outside of Rebel Wilson's window. And Adam Devine always looks at Rebel Wilson, but she thinks he's looking at the billboard and like staring at the model on the billboard all day when really he's looking at her. And that is the most obvious thing on the planet. Immediately when you're watching it, you're like, oh, he's looking at her, and she thinks he's looking at the billboard. They address it at the end of the movie. Like, he does this whole cute thing where he's like, no, sit in my seat, and then, like, I'll go sit in yours. And she's like, oh, you can't even see the billboard. You can just see my roof, whatever. It's very cute. But, and then the reason Liam Hemsworth is in it is because he is, like, a client of her architecture firm, and they're pitching to him. It is funny because in real life, he doesn't have an Australian accent. So when he does in her whole fantasy... She's like, why do you have an accent? And he's like, what are you talking about? It's very funny. It's super cute. I got really weird secondhand embarrassment. I'm prone to that. I know, I'm so prone to it. But I was saying to my sister when we were leaving, I was like, I got really bad. There are two musical numbers. One,
I heard.
One is to I Want to Dance with Somebody, and it's karaoke.
Yes.
It's like in the middle of the movie, and that is when I got really bad secondhand embarrassment. And then at the end, the whole cast does Express Yourself for the credits. So it's super cute. It's like very cheeky, I guess.
Yeah.
It totally is not laugh out loud funny all the time, but there are some like smart jokes in it, because Rebel Wilson's whole thing, even while she's in the rom-com, is like, get me the, like, this is not real life. So she's making all these comments and that kind of stuff. Here's my thing. I think a lot of these female-driven comedies, and I think this is more of a comedy than a rom-com, you know, just a rom-com, whatever. I think they're very, very, very funny one time.
Yeah, one time you see it.
Right. And then they're hard to rewatch. I think that about Pitch Perfect. Namely, I think Pitch Perfect is impossible to rewatch. And I sometimes, my initial reaction to Bridesmaids was the same way. Now that it's a few years out, I feel like I can rewatch it.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like that right away. I was like, why am I rewatching this? And you don't want to feel that way about comedies. You want to be able to rewatch them.
I have a question now.
Yeah.
Now this just popped into my head because after you listed like Bridesmaids, Pitch Perfect, is part of the reason Rebel Wilson? Because she's in all of those movies.
I understand that. Well, she's barely in Bridesmaids.
Yeah.
I think this movie is very rewatchable.
Yeah. Okay, you do think. Okay.
Yeah. Because I think the things about those movies are they go for the big, big laughs.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but those laughs are always funny one time, you know?
The thing is, I agree.
Like, it's hard to watch Kristen Wiig flip out and throw pieces of cookies around a backyard.
Yeah.
Again, someone shitting in the street is funny more than once.
Yeah.
But, and that's the thing with Pitch Perfect, rather, is most of those jokes are not funny the second time.
Yeah.
They have a lot of the shock factor, you know?
Yeah. So once you see it, you're like,
Right. But I think Isn't It Romantic doesn't go for as many of the big laughs. It's a lot of the smaller chuckles to make it like a cute movie and maybe not as good of a comedy, but it's supposed to be a little bit of a rom-com anyway. It does lean into that and it works. I think if someone asked me tomorrow to go see it again, I'd be like, I'm not dying to re-see it, but I definitely would. Whereas,
it got good reviews. That's why I was like kind of shocked because usually like I had a feeling this wasn't going to get good reviews because it just seems like, because it's like a rom-com. Usually rom-coms don't get, I don't know, usually the recent ones besides the Netflix one haven't. And like usually Rebel Wilson doesn't, like she's obviously like a good actress. Like a lot of people do want her in her shit. But like I just felt like, I don't know. But then I got the reviews and they all said they were good.
Yeah, I really have to say that I think putting her as a main character makes her a lot stronger.
Good. She deserved it, though.
But I think in her other big roles, it's like she's the fat British friend, you know?
Yeah.
She's not really a main person, and it's awkward.
No, I agree with that. I actually was kind of happy that she got a role, because I like Rebel Wilson. I think she's, like, generally like a
I think this is gonna be a good stepping stone for her. Like obviously Pitch Perfect is like her big thing that she came up on, but I think this being a lead role and all of that, I think it's showing that she can be more than just a fat sidekick, you know? So
and I think she produced this too. Like
I don't know about that.
Now she has her own production. She's actually a lot older than I thought she was. She's like 38.
She looks younger.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She looks young.
Yeah.
But I think she produced this and everything. This is like her idea. And I was like, good for her. We stand Rebel in this house. So we're just happy that she's like finally getting the recognition she deserves.
Yeah. And then obviously I think Adam and Rebel have a lot of good on-screen chemistry together.
They do.
Yeah.
And that's probably why she picked, or like whoever picked Adam. I thought it was Andy for some reason. No, that's his character.
Well, that's his character in Modern Family.
Which, again, very upset he's not on there. But whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Some bigger things. All right.
You had some news you wanted to discuss.
Yeah, I feel like we need to slightly talk about this, only because we did go on this route that we did this whole thing. Friends from College is officially canceled, which sucks. But again,
it was terrible.
Oh yeah, it was terrible. But the thing is,
I loved watching it, but it was terrible.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
I'm just, as people who are frequent watchers of Netflix, like I am currently watching American Vandal. Funniest shit so funny. And I'm shocked that it only got 2 seasons. You know, like it's just stuff like so many people have watched it.
The thing though with Netflix shows in particular.
Yeah.
is just because they don't get picked up right away doesn't mean they won't eventually.
Yeah.
Like, think about Arrested Development, for instance. It got canceled, twice? And then Netflix picked it up after someone else picked it up,
Yeah.
So, especially because there's no, real season timeline. I mean, in 5 years, they might say they're going to do another season of Friends from College.
They might. Or another place network will pick it up. It's just weird because they had... Now, recently, we talked about this. They have never really released their viewers or their ratings before, and now they have started to. Friends from College was a big frontrunner. A lot of people were watching it. It wasn't it wasn't doing well. Same with American Vandal, and the Marvel ones are understandable because those are going to get... I think they're going to get picked up by the Disney streaming service, and they're going to continue. So that doesn't really shock me. I know a lot of people were upset about that, but I was okay, well, why would Netflix produce all these Marvel shows if Disney owns Marvel and they're not going to get any money out of it? So, yeah, I felt we did have to touch up upon this only because some of the shows that we do watch are going to get canceled sooner or later.
The thing is, too, is maybe 5 years ago, I would have said this is going to be a bigger deal. But in real life, if they're completely done with it, there's other streaming services that can pick it up. Hulu could easily pick this up if they wanted it.
Oh, yeah. So I have a feeling Hulu might, though. If they really want to press it, Hulu would pick it up for sure. And this...
Hulu's big on... I don't want to say the reject shows, but kind of the reject... the culty shows,
Yeah.
Even... in terms of just having them, Happy Endings, for instance, isn't on Netflix, but it's on Hulu, it's that kind of stuff.
The Mindy Project...
Exactly.
switched over to Hulu. And I know Hulu was a big contender for Brooklyn Nine-Nine when it was going into rehab, but, obviously NBC snatched up, which is probably the best idea they had.
I think with that kind of a sitcom, it's better to be on a regular schedule.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
A network set schedule, rather.
You could binge it, but, not like that.
Yeah.
But you know what show hasn't been canceled, though? The Bachelor.
Okay, wait. I want to talk about something else first.
Yes, talk about it.
As you're talking about being news. The Kissing Booth 2.
Oh, my God. I was shocked. I'm actually shocked that it did get picked up. Especially this long.
If anyone hasn't listened to all of our episodes, which that's fine. There's a lot of them, but you should.
You should watch our first one.
Our first episode was we went off about summer rom-coms. We did To All the Boys I Loved Before, Sierra Burgess is a Loser.
Set It Up.
Something else, I think. Or was it just those three?
No, it was just those three, and we both
forgot about the Kissing Booth until we were in the middle of talking about it because it was so bad, we thought.
And better yet, though, we had good things because it was such at the time, when it came out, because that was really the first Netflix rom-com of the summer.
It was. And we kept thinking of Set It Up as being the first one because Set It Up was just so much better than the Kissing Booth.
Yeah, exactly. It was so much better. And it was so hyped up to say Kissing Booth for the 2 weeks. Then once all the other rom-coms came out, everyone forgot about it. Absolutely forgot about it. And then once To All the Boys I Loved Before came out, that's still talked about.
That to me makes sense that there's... First of all, forget about the fact that there's more books of To All the Boys I Loved Before. But it got so much hype. I didn't, I put that as my middle movie. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. It was okay, I thought. Mm-hmm. But people loved it. People loved it so much. Noah Centineo, popped off after it.
Yeah, also, he's now gonna be in the reboot for Charlie's Angels. Also, his Calvin Klein ad, he's hot. Not gonna lie.
No one has denied that he's hot, Olivia. He's just cringy as hell.
I'm not saying that. I was just he looks very sexy in it, and he wouldn't have gotten that without Two Little Boys I Loved Before.
Exactly. So that makes sense. But the Kissing Booth? Booth. Are you really Kissing Booth too? What's it even going to be about?
Yeah, and also they waited so long to announce this. Like I think they've been in talks about this for what? It's like 6 or 7 months ago. Like To All the Boys I Loved Before, like it came out what in August. Like immediately everyone knew there was going to be, because of how much hype, and also the second book, everyone knew that was going to have a sequel, and they already announced it.
Right.
The Kissing Booth came out like 3 months before that.
Yeah.
And now they're announcing that.
Was forgotten about.
Yes, it was forgotten about. I completely forgot. And like it also got like shit reaction when people were announced. Like at least for like To All the Boys I Loved Before, people were like, so pumped. But this, they're like, why are you even doing a second movie?
Yeah.
There's no point here.
I literally cannot even imagine a plot line. I think it's going to be more than a year gap in the plot.
Yeah.
I think the whole plot is going to be that, what is this kid's name even?
I don't even remember it. I actually don't
even. It's Lee is the friend. Elle is the girl. Lee's brother, the main boy, I can't even remember his name. But
doesn't she end up with the friend?
No, the friend has a girlfriend.
Okay, because in the
Noah.
in the sequel, like the spoiler, it's not her boyfriend in real life. I actually don't.
It's okay. So Noah is Lee's brother.
Mm-hmm.
At the end, Noah goes to college,
mm-hmm.
and they break up because he's going to college. Or do they even break up? I don't know. I can't remember. It was so long ago. But she does not end up with Lee. She's still into Noah. The whole thing wasn't that Lee was jealous of their relationship. He just didn't like it. It made him uncomfortable, which is honestly kind of realistic.
Yeah,
but I think it's going to be more than a year that she hasn't seen Noah. I think it's going to be she was on like a trip over the summer and didn't see him at all, or he had to stay at school for whatever reason over the summer and they haven't seen each other, and now they're going to see each other for the first time in like 2 years. I don't think it's going to be just a year. I think it's going to be like 2 or maybe even 3 years that they haven't seen each other. Like, you know, in like Bridget Jones's Diary, how they always have these big separations between each other again. I think it's going to be kind of like that.
Yeah. They said it's going to be released around 2020.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not excited. I will watch it, but I won't be happy about it.
She broke up with him. In real life.
Real life? Yeah. I mean, come on. Joey King is. Who do I always confuse her with? You know the girl who plays the girl. The girl who plays the girl. The girl who plays like the child that Jack Donaghy always feuds with in 30 Rock.
Oh yeah.
That's who I always confuse her with in my head.
She's in Crazy Stupid Love, because that was on today and I saw her.
I haven't seen that movie in forever.
I know. What a movie.
Side note, I am excited for Joey King's Hulu movie.
Which one is that?
About the girl who kills her mom.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited for that too.
Yeah.
We got a lot of...
We're definitely going to talk about that when that comes out.
We're going to talk about that. There's a lot of movies, a lot of things coming out, even though there's cancellations, whatever. Too many movies to worry about. But...
Let's talk about The Bachelor.
Yeah, we have to talk about The Bachelor. So I did watch it, and I have to say, I actually have to tell you a little tidbit. So I basically spoiled the rest of the season for myself. I'm not going to say what I think, whatever.
Okay, well, now you can give no opinions.
Well, no. I can't give opinions to the episodes. Like, you know what I mean? I just spoiled, like, literally the ending. Like, I just know who wins.
Oh, okay.
Like,
That's so annoying. I don't know why you did that.
Well, I wanted to know.
Whatever.
I wanted to know. But, so I basically just, talked about it. So I didn't know how it's going to happen and whatnot. But I was shocked in this episode because this whole drama with Tayshia, Kirpa, Kaylin, and Cassie. I didn't watch last week's episode, but I just recapped myself on like video clips and stuff like that, to the point where I was confused how the drama between Cassie, Kaylin, Kirpa, and Tayshia started.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
The only drama that I feel like was week to week was Kaylin and Hannah B.
Yes.
All the other drama came out of nowhere.
You're right. Yeah.
Throughout the entire season. It would just be like, we fucking hate each other. You guys all know that. And the viewers at home were like, no, we actually had no idea.
Yeah.
Because there's been no indication, by the way the show has been edited, that you guys didn't like each other. You can sort of start to see the friendships and stuff like that. Like when Demi left last week, she was roommates with the Hannahs and they were being her friends. And you could kind of see during the challenge that they were friendly and that kind of stuff. Like you can kind of see the friendships build.
Yeah.
It seemed so at the end of last week, I told you that everyone who left gave Colton a warning.
Yeah.
And he came back in and was like, we have to figure shit out. Tayshia said to Kirpa, like, watch it be the two of us at the end. We're going to take this. It seemed very like, okay, so now you're talking about it like it's a game when you are going around telling everyone that you are looking for the people who think it's a game to call them out, It was very misleading. But then this week, she had a one-on-one with Colton. I don't remember what any of these one-on-ones were, to be clear.
She just they walked around
they
town.
They just hung out. Yeah, they got ice cream with her.
They had oysters. It was a weird combination of food, I have to say.
But I mean, everything in sight. Basically, they went in an ice cream parlor. I'm like, oh, perfect. Then they went by a bakery, and we're like, oh, perfect. Then they went by
oysters.
Like a dairy, and we're like, oh, perfect. Then they went by a fish store, and we're like, oh, perfect. They just ate everything that they saw.
Yeah.
With their dog.
Yeah.
But she basically said to him at one point, listen, I don't want to tattle, but Cassie and Kaylin are both talking about being the next Bachelorette and the fame and like who they're going to go hang out with after this, which that was weird to me, unless they were talking about like men that they wanted to like hang out with after. I'm kind of like, yeah, I would, if I was on The Bachelor, I would be like, wow, I miss my family and my friends and I can't wait to go see them and hang out. I wouldn't be like, oh my God, I can't wait to get engaged and then plan a wedding and then never see anyone ever again. That to me is crazy. I don't know what you think marriage is supposed to be, but to me, I'm not going to stop hanging out with my friends forever. I'm still going to want to see them, but yeah. Then she got a rose. Hannah B and Colton went on a date. He met. Did Kaylin go first? Kaylin.
Yes, because
Kaylin went first.
That's why he had to ask her.
Right. They went skiing. And then he confronted her about it. And she was like, I can't believe she would make up those lies about me, basically. Then she got a rose. So she's safe.
Yeah.
He went with Hannah to meet his family.
Hannah B, yeah.
Hannah B. And then he basically told her, I don't think I can get to where you're at. She didn't get a rose.
Which is low-key kind of shitty because she's the one that met his family.
Yeah.
And he was already on the, you could tell he was already on the fence with her.
Yeah. Then I would have gone skiing with her and brought Kaylin, but...
Yeah, but maybe that was well, if I show her my family, how she reacts, and stuff
I think she reacts well, but...
Yeah, I did think and she was like, well, I like him, and his mom was like, well, have you asked him that? So maybe he just, tried to reiterate it and, think, oh, maybe Hannah B, but I guess not. I mean, to be fair, Tuscaloosa got robbed of a hometown weekend. Everyone was like, honestly, that would have been pretty chill if he came. But, but it's lost now. But Hannah G is an hour away. So, I mean, whatever. Yeah. But that was shitty.
So then it was Hannah B.
She said something, just listen to people's intentions. Just understand them. And
I think she was kind of like, don't let everyone else affect you. Listen to what the people are telling you.
Yeah.
Because I honestly agree with that a lot more. Because, Sydney made a really nasty comment about her when they did the martial arts thing. They were she was like, some people are here for, real connections, and she's over there playing ninja. Well, no, she's on a date with her boyfriend of being goofy. Come on. Mm-hmm. You don't need to be crying every time you're talking to him.
Yeah, exactly. And like,
Um,
yeah. I mean, it's so shitty though, because like Kirpa and Tasha the whole episode were just like, no, like
well, we're
Kaylin.
gonna talk about Kirpa in a second.
Oh yeah, fucking Kirpa. But yeah, like that happened. Hannah B got sent home. Everyone was shocked. And then
I wasn't shocked. I knew
neither
she
was
wasn't
I.
gonna make it past this week. I could
Neither
tell
was I. Yeah.
because hometown next week. She's not a hometown girl, but she
Yeah.
is. Like you can going in, you could tell. Like I, that's the other thing on the group date. Everyone else who didn't get a one-on-one went on a group date. And Heather eliminated herself. You could tell though, Heather just had her first kiss. Of course,
Yeah.
she's not going to marry him. She is the definition of not ready. When all these girls are saying no, someone here is not ready for marriage. Maybe the girl who literally just had her first kiss is not ready to be married. Maybe that's a thought.
Yeah, I think that's who Katie was referring to. I genuinely think
that's
that
who
was
everyone was referring to.
Yeah, so I think, I mean, obviously, and I knew she was gonna go somehow. He is the most dumped bachelor in history. I did look that up. I think that's very funny. And he's like, no one the past second half of the season really gets dumped except for him. He's already been dumped like twice.
I mean, that's not true.
What do you mean?
He dumped Demi. He dumped Hannah B. He dumped Katie.
Yeah, but Heather dumped him. Sydney dumped him, right? And then, like Elise,
Sydney
they all
was basically like, I can't. Sydney was like, I want more, and he was like, I need to be able to give you something at my own pace, and then she was like, I can't do that. So I think that was the most mutual.
Yeah, whatever. Like
he
is
freaking
considered...
ripped Demi's heart out. He was very harsh with Demi.
Yeah,
Hannah B was like not as ruthless, but he did dump her very clearly. And then he dumped Kirpa also.
Yeah, I know. I think what I'm trying to say is like there are more girls who have eliminated themselves this season than any other season.
Okay. Well, honestly, I think that's...
Or like the later half.
I think that's
like the most dumped.
Yeah.
That's why it's just a weird season.
So then he asked Kirpa about... Oh, well, he asked Kathy about what all went on. And she was like, yeah, I know. Caitlin told me, but I don't know where they're getting that from. That's bullshit, basically is what she said.
Yeah.
Then he asked Kirpa about it, and she was like, listen, I'm going to be honest. Like, I just don't think they're ready. Kirpa, I honestly trust Kirpa more than Tasha, though.
I mean, I don't trust either of them because they're friends. So, and the thing is, they're like, well, Katie told us this. I was like, what does Kate, like, you can't call up Katie. Like, you are reiterating what someone else said to you about another person.
Right. But what I will say is, though, so then Cassie and Kirpa had words because Kirpa was like, yeah, that's what I said to him. And she was like, I don't know why you would like do that. You put me at risk. And she was like, I mean, she doesn't care about putting you at risk, Cassie. Just to be clear. And Kirpa was kind of like, he asked me a question, I answered honestly.
No, yeah.
And I agree with that. It's not like she said, oh my God, can I pull you aside so I can tell you what I heard about Kaylin and Cassie?
Yeah.
He said, what do you think? She said, this is what I had heard.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. You asked for it.
No, yeah.
So I don't know. Then he gives a rose to Hannah G. You don't even see that conversation. You just see the awkward tension between Kirpa and Cassie when they are. He's like, I mean, I'm confused about some stuff, but I'm not confused about this. He gives Hannah G a rose.
Yeah.
Then Kaylin crashes their date.
Yeah.
The group date. Kaylin already has a rose.
Yeah.
She crashes and says, can I talk to you? Because Hannah G came back and told what happened.
Yeah, Tasha and Kaylin what happened.
Yeah. She crashes the date and is basically like, I know I already have a rose, and I know this has nothing to do with our relationship, but like, I care about you, and I know you still have other relationships. And Kirpa is lying about Cassie. Basically is what she says. You don't see her saying that, but she was like, it's all bullshit and it's a lie, blah, blah, blah. She never says Kirpa is lying. She says, I can't watch these girls tearing down good women, that kind of stuff. And then Cassie gets a rose. Kirby gets sent home. Next week is hometowns. There should be plenty more drama. I still don't think Kaylin has what it takes to go all the way, and I don't think Tayshia has what it takes to go all the way. I don't know if Kaylin is going to be the next Bachelorette now that there's all these rumors that she was talking about being the next Bachelorette, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. Maybe it'll be my girl Elise. That would be great.
Oh, that would be good.
That would be perfect.
Yeah, I think maybe Bachelor in Paradise for Demi and Kaylin. Heather. Maybe a little.
Oh, Heather? Heather is a prime candidate for Bachelor in Paradise, and so is Demi. They are going to be great on Bachelor in Paradise.
Yes.
And if Kaylin can't be the next Bachelorette, she should go to Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah. I've had like so many mixed feelings, especially with this episode and like stuff like that. I think the whole reasoning behind the drama, like with Kirpa and Tayshia, is because Kaylin and Cassie are front runners. Kaylin and Cassie have like a very good connection with him. I think that has to play some small part in when they're like, oh, yes, like, they're not ready. Like, but I should tell
Don't you think Hannah G is a bigger front runner than either of them?
Not really. I don't think so.
You don't think Hannah G is a bigger front runner than Kaylin? Like, I think it's going to come down to Hannah G and Cassie.
Yeah. I guess you're right. But, like, I don't know. I think Kaylin probably is, but at the same time, like,
impression rose, and she's been getting rose after rose. She didn't even need to go on dates at points throughout the season, and she was still getting a rose. And when she confronted him about it, he basically just said, oh, that's because I feel like we are so solid that I don't need to waste my time with you because I know that you're going to get a rose this week. I'd rather get to know other girls to see whether or not they are going to get a rose.
Yeah,
and but it's like, oh, sounds good.
But the thing is, in all honesty, like, well, regardless of that, like, I think Kaylin, though, is like, she's a favorite in some
She aspect. Is, but I think Hannah G's way more of a favorite. So my thing is, if you're going to throw people under the bus, wouldn't you throw Hannah G under the bus?
But is Hannah G and Cassie, like, really good friends? Wouldn't you throw two best friends under the bus as well? So it's like
team after team. But
because then you would have two sources.
Are they really good friends, or they're just kind of like friendly? And now that there's no one left, they're friends.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think Kaylin was a homegirl coming out for Cassie. She didn't have to do that if she didn't really care about her.
Well, I don't think she cares about her, but I think it's like, oh, I'm defending her because it's what's right. So even if what Kirpa and Tayshia are saying is true, now she comes out like, I'm standing up for what is right, no matter what. I cannot watch people be lied about.
Also,
so I don't know.
If it was true, don't you think The Bachelor, like, this is some juicy tapes that The Bachelor obviously has.
So, yeah, but they can pull those out later.
Yeah, they're going to pull it out at the after show or whatnot. That would be fucking nuts if it actually ends up being true.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right. Next week is hometowns, but that is it for The Bachelor.
Yeah.
We're going to start talking about Abducted in Plain Sight. So if you have not seen it and still want to see it, now is the time to stop listening, and we will see you next week.
Yeah. I was on Netflix the other day, and I just wanted to start American Vandal because everyone talks about it. But I started it, and I was going to start that. But that's going to go away soon because it's canceled. So that's why.
So did you think Abducted in Plain Sight was a series or like a one-shot?
What is it?
It's just like a movie.
Yeah.
It's like an hour and a half.
I'm not like, it takes me, for some reason, with like Netflix movies, depending on the movie, like, it's so hard for me to get through. Like, we have to freaking watch.
It was 4 hours. This was an hour and a half.
Yes, but that's like so different. I don't know why.
No,
like,
it's not.
Movies are so different because I guess you like could take a break after the episode. Like, you can watch it at different times. The movie, I feel like you have to watch straight through. That's like my logic. I still have to go through freaking Roma before Sunday. That's never gonna happen.
All right, whatever. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but whatever.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I can't get through, like, I don't know. I just, like, for some reason, I can't.
Abducted in Plain Sight is some crazy shit, and Roma, you don't even speak the language. They're two completely different things.
But they're still, like, Netflix movies. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just, like, can't.
How long is Roma? What's the runtime?
2 hours.
This is less than 90 minutes is what I am saying, but whatever. Abducted in Plain Sight takes place in the 70s, and it is the craziest shit that I have ever heard of in my entire life.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, that you know the girl is still alive because she is an adult and is telling you about what happened to her. I need to look it up because I forgot everyone's names. Hold on. Abducted in Plain Sight. Okay, the first story that I just saw is this deleted scene from Abducted in Plain Sight would have made the doc even wilder. I have to look at it later.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Jane.
Oh,
it's like based on a girl. Jan Broberg Felt.
Jan is the main girl. She is the girl who was abducted. She's abducted more than once. Right off the bat, let me tell you. Basically, the whole story is about this man, B, they call him. They say his name, but I don't remember it. B has a family of his own, and they move to this town where Jan's family lives, and they become friends with Jan's family. In the beginning, it makes it seem like they are just friends. They're just family friends, and they match up so well, and they all have best friends within these families and that kind of stuff. That is incorrect. Before B abducts Jan, he engages in sexual relations with Jan's father and Jan's mother separately.
Damn.
I don't think he actually has sex with Jan's mother. I think they just make out and he cops a feel or whatever at one point. But they definitely have an emotional affair kind of.
And he's had it with sex with the father.
Well, the thing with the dad is very peculiar because the dad tells the story about how they're just driving one day and B is like, oh my God, I freaking hate my wife. I haven't had sex in so long. You want to help me out? And basically Jan's dad jerks him off. So it's not like they get
that's a little intimate.
it is correct, but there's no penetration basically. It's wild. It is so wild. So now, before he even abducts Jan, he has blackmail material on both of the parents. Right.
Oh my God.
So basically, one day, oh my God, I keep forgetting stuff that happens because it all happens they talk about stuff that happens earlier after the initial abduction, right?
Okay.
He has already been called out for being a pedophile and having inappropriate relationships with young girls, but they explain it away by saying they don't have the terminology for child molester at the time.
Yeah, that's true.
So he says that his psychiatrist or his doctor, whatever, thinks it'd be good for him to lie in bed with a girl at night so that he can resist temptation.
Oh my God.
So Jan's parents let him 3 or 4 nights a week sleep in the same bed as their 12-year-old daughter, playing tapes that his doctor made, basically describing a young child touching him.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So then one day, and all Jan and all her sisters say, we loved him like a father. He was very much a part of our family, right? Basically, he says, I want to take Jan horseback riding. The mom's not super okay with it, but she lets him, which this man who is a pedophile, who sleeps in bed with your child, wants to, you're uncomfortable with him taking her somewhere, but you let him do it anyway. So he takes her to Mexico. And he marries her in Mexico. Yeah. I'm going to get into some of the crazier shit. But the parents don't call the cops for 3 days. Because they're like, oh, they'll come back.
Yeah.
And then it's like, B's wife comes over and she's like, I'm starting to get nervous. Like, I hope something didn't happen.
Yeah.
And then they call the cops and whatever. And basically, this man, who is a known pedophile, all the neighbors are like, don't worry, he wouldn't have hurt her. He loved her. It's fine. He wouldn't have hurt. He took her to Mexico and married her, actually.
Yeah.
So whatever. Jan, he drugs her on the way there. And she wakes up chained to a bed.
Oh my
in a motorhome. And there is a little box next to her, like a speaker, that basically says, you have been abducted by aliens. And she's 12. Let's remember that.
Oh my God.
And then she passes out again.
This poor girl.
Right. And basically, the box, when she wakes up again, tells her, you've been abducted, you have a mission, you have to have a child with a male companion by the time you're 16. And if you don't, like, just because you're a part alien, and the child that you have is going to save the alien planet. The planet is dying, and your sister is also part alien. So if you don't complete this mission, we'll just take your sister instead, and she'll have to do it.
Oh my God.
Right. So the adult Jan literally says, she's like, here I am. I'm in the middle of, like, the nativity story. I wake up, and this story that I've been told my whole life about the Virgin Mary having a child and saving humanity is basically what these aliens are telling me I have to do. There's an entire dying planet that rests on my shoulders. And she's like, and I'm not tied up at this point. I go out into the main, like, off the bed, and B is there. And he is, like, tied up on a bed, or, like, on a bed, like, passed out or something. And she's like, so I knew he was the male companion.
Mm-hmm.
Because he stages it to make it seem like he also was abducted, like they were abducted together. And she's like, so I was just like, I have to have a baby with him. And she basically is brainwashed into falling in love with him. So finally, they are able to track down B and Jan. And they arrest them, and, like, so that they can be brought back to the United States and all that. At some point, B calls his brother and is like, tell Jan's mom that I will bring her back if she gives me her written permission to marry her. Because she's not legal. So if he wants to marry her in the United States, she's like, no.
Isn't he also still married?
Yeah, it's a whole crazy thing. When they're abducted, like, when they get arrested, she is still on the impression that they are on this mission together. It's not that he abducted her. She thinks they are both right. She's like 13 at this point. She's like 12 or 13. He gets in contact with her in the jail and is like, I heard from the aliens, and they said that you can't tell anyone. If you tell anyone, they'll kill your dad. They'll make your sister complete the mission. And you'll be vaporized, which means that your soul won't even exist, so you can't go to heaven. So she's like, oh, and he's like, we still also have to complete the mission, and you can't tell anyone that the aliens exist. There's some crazy shit that goes down, but basically, this girl, spoiler alert, does not realize that this is bullshit until the day after her 16th birthday. When she has not been vaporized. After she hasn't had a baby.
This poor girl.
Right, exactly. She's been, like, what we now know as rape, but at the time, they probably would have been, she would have said, you know, I consented, and they would have been like, okay, that's fine. Because she's been brainwashed into thinking she has to have sex with him.
Yeah, she consented under, like, false pretenses.
Exactly.
Like, that wasn't why. Like, obviously she didn't want to do it.
Right.
She was basically forced to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it wasn't consent at all.
She's brought back to the United States. Oh, and that's the thing, too. He says, the alien said you can't look at other men, not even your dad.
Jesus.
So when they get back to the United States, she like won't interact with her dad. It's like crazy. She's asking all these questions like, when am I going to see B again? Where's B? Is B okay? Because she's like, we have to complete the mission. She's like, also, I was brainwashed into basically falling in love with him. I thought I was going to marry him and have kids with him. Like, they would write each other love letters and all this. He abducts her again. Because his wife, at one point, after Jan has returned home, comes to Jan's parents and basically says, listen, if you don't sign affidavits saying that he had your consent to take her, we are going to expose that her father had homosexual relationships with him and is a homosexual. Oh, so they're like, okay, we'll sign the affidavits. These parents just literally sign away their right to
their child, yeah.
To being like, we are going to help the prosecution on this case and all that. It's so insane. When he abducts them again, he's not physically with her. He basically just like opens the window and lets her out. And they go to this boarding school in California. And he enrolls her and he tells the nuns at the boarding school that he is in the CIA and on a secret mission. And they just got back from some country in Europe. They say specifically which one. I guess maybe Lebanon. It was the Lebanon crisis going on at that time. I think that's what it was.
Yes.
And that should anyone come looking for his daughter or him, they are the bad guys who are trying to kill them. So he enters her under an alias, and they should do everything in their power to protect his daughter. The nuns believe him, that he is in the CIA. And it takes them quite a while, the FBI, to be able to track down good old Jan. It is the craziest thing of all time. And it's like, it's insane. She's like a 15-year-old girl.
Mm-hmm.
And she really believes that everyone in her family is going to die if she doesn't have a baby with this man. At one point, though, it's like he's living in Wyoming. He's opening a water world for the summer. She wants to go work for him for the summer. And her parents are like, no. And then she's like, well, I'm just going to go. So you may as well send me. And they send her. I'm like, holy shit. Like, I don't know. I don't want to tell anyone how to parent because I don't have any kids.
Yeah.
And if I did, I don't know anyone who's been kidnapped and brainwashed. So I really can't give any advice on how to deal with a brainwashed child. But I really just feel like putting her on a plane and sending her back to her abductor is maybe not the best move in the world.
No, not at all. And especially, like, how bad was the blackmail?
It was just like the sex. Oh, well, that's the thing. After Jan gets back, her mom actually does have sex with him. After.
Wait, which time? The second or the first?
The first.
Oh my god.
But they know it's him. And she has like an affair with him. It's not just sex, it's an affair. For like 8 months. Are you for real? Are you kidding me?
You have sex with like
your child's abductor who has had sex. But that's the thing, he didn't break her hymen. So they took her to the doctor to see if anything had happened, and her hymen wasn't broken. So they're like, oh, good, he didn't have sex with her. He did. But he was just very, like, light penetration. It was very bizarre.
I mean, I know people... Oh, yeah, I guess that. I know, like, people who aren't...
I mean, I'm not saying it's bizarre that her hymen isn't broken.
Yeah, but that's, like, weird.
It's so strange. So now as an adult, like, her and her mom wrote a book about it.
Yeah.
They were putting charges against him. She confronts him in the courtroom, and he basically is like, Jan, I'm sorry you feel that way, but you did consent to all this.
But, like, she was also underage consenting.
She's 12. She was 12.
There's, like, so many things, like, you can't take the consent of a 16-year-old person because they're still under, like, the consent of, they're still under legal guardianship of their parents.
Right.
Like, you can't...
So, 5 other women had come forward.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
dang.
Then he kills himself.
Oh.
Instead of being, I don't know, publicly sentenced or whatever it is. I don't remember how it was going to end, but he kills himself. When I hear a title, Abducted in Plain Sight, I think that means a kid's going to get snatched in a grocery store.
Yeah, like where a lot of people are in.
Not that this crazy shit where the parents basically are like, yeah, I let you kidnap my kid. That's fine. Whatever. Like, it's so insane. And it's the craziest thing I've ever watched in maybe my entire life.
And this was an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's just wild.
So maybe I will watch it.
You have to. It's so wild. I'm telling everyone I know to watch it. It's the wildest thing of all time. And I can't. A couple people were like, oh, but is it scary? Like, am I going to get scared? I'm like, no, because it's totally preventable.
Yeah.
I was nervous about watching it too because I'm a big fat scaredy cat, and I hate. My mom used to be like, I'm going to run into CVS quick to buy a pack of tissues, and I would scream bloody murder in the parking lot because I was just so scared I was going to get abducted. It was crazy.
I mean, I did have a little scare this weekend that I literally thought I was going to be raped and killed because of my Uber ride to the Airbnb. This man was taking me, like, a detour. So, like, this poor man, like, actually lived in the neighborhood that I was going to the Airbnb. So he was like, oh, I'll just, like, take you a shortcut because I don't want to sit in traffic for 20 minutes. I was like, right. But like, it was like, I'm not saying it was a sketchy neighborhood. It was like, he was going through, like, do not enters. Oh. And I was like, and I'm like, and he stopped one time, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to get raped and killed out here.
God. Well, you didn't.
But yeah, so I agree with you.
But you know what I mean? Like the concept of kids being taken in public was always something that was really scary for me.
Yeah. Same. Like, I wouldn't go outside if I was alone. Like, I always, immediately have my keys in my hand. I always lock the door once I get in my car. Like, yeah.
My parents would be like, take out the garbage, and I would sprint from the front of my house to the door. Like, the street in front of my house to the door, I would sprint like I was in the Olympics. Like, I was so scared of getting snatched when I was a child. And I don't know why. It was kind of irrational. Like, it was not completely irrational, but it was kind of irrational that someone on my front lawn is going to just pop out of nowhere like a jaguar and take me. That's not going to happen.
Were you ever, like, the last person, like, in your downstairs, like, living area? So you had to turn off the lights so it was dark. Okay. One time I had to, like, go downstairs to get something, and obviously, like, no one was there. This happened a couple times, and I would immediately, once I turned off the light in the dining room, I'd, boom, like, get right upstairs. Like, I wouldn't even look back. I would think someone was in the shadows, like, some random man was, like, in the closet.
More than once, I would be in the shower, and, like, the bathroom door would be locked, and I would be done with the shower, and, like, scared to open my shower curtain.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what if someone's in the bathroom with me? No one was in the bathroom with me before I got out of the shower, so why would there be someone in the bathroom with me after I got out of the shower? But I was nervous. So, yeah. But this was totally preventable.
Totally preventable. Yeah, it definitely
Just don't let her go horseback riding with the man who's creepy that you let sleep in bed with her a couple nights a week.
Yeah, this is, like, just falls down on the stupidity of the parents.
Really, it does. It just, like, it was so crazy.
Was he really, like, that charismatic?
No.
That's what I'm saying, like, with all this, like, whole Ted Bundy shit, like, were they really that charismatic? Like, how... I've never been so, like...
I think a lot of it with this guy was that he was involved with the church and that kind of stuff. Okay. And he had kids. It was just very bizarre, but whatever. Gross. That's going to wrap up this week of Netchicks. I don't know what we're going to do next week, but it's going to be less crazy than Abducted in Plain Sight.
Is there Riverdale tonight? No, tomorrow? Okay.
We'll do Riverdale rundown this week, yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. That's our next episode. Well, we're going to have to talk about the Oscars. The Oscars are this Sunday.
Oh, well, then that clearly is what we're doing next week.
Yeah. That and, like, The Bachelor, I guess.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, we'll see you next week.
See you next week. You guys better watch the Oscars. so you could follow along with us. And yeah, we'll see you. Thanks for listening. Bye.